Hey everybody, this is Dr. J. We're going to be talking about blood types. Okay, well first let's just talk about blood in general and what's in blood. Well, we know that there's red blood cells there, right? And there's also plasma. So when we spin the blood with the anticoagulant gel, the red blood cells are down here and the plasma is up here. Well, what is plasma? Let's talk about that. We know what the red blood cells are, right? We know what red blood cells do, right? What do red blood cells do again? Right, they carry oxygen. They pick up CO2 and they deliver it to the lungs so we can breathe it out. And when we breathe in, they pick up the oxygen and you know that whole thing, right? I just want to be sure that you know that. Because the red blood cell, by the way, I just want to get into this just for a second. The red blood cell looks like that. It's a very oval shaped looking thing. It has a enzyme in it called carbonic anhydrase. This carbonic anhydrase is an enzyme that will make CO2 into H3CO2. This is a bicarbonate, and this will allow the red blood cell to carry it to the lungs so that we can breathe it out. If we leave it as CO2, it's almost like an acid. It will destroy the red blood cell. So carbonic anhydrase takes CO2 and converts it to H3CO2. That way we can carry it as a bicarbonate. And then when it gets to the lungs, it brings it back to CO2 with the same enzyme. Okay? That's something you should absolutely remember. Absolutely remember. Remember, reticulocytes. Remember, red blood cells are the only cells that don't have a nucleus, right? And also the reticulocyte is the cell of an immature red blood cell. And it's only about 1% at any given time. If you're anemic, it goes to 2%. If you're severely anemic, it will go to 4%. If you're chronically anemic, it will go to 6 and 10% because you need to make the red blood cells. If you are anemic and your red blood and your reticulocyte count is low, that means that we have to go into we have to find out why. And sometimes we have to find out if the hormone is working, and that hormone is called erythropoietin. Comes from the kidneys, and when the kidneys sense low oxygen and low volume, it will secrete erythropoietin, and it will go to the bone marrow, and it will increase red blood cell production, and it will also secrete renin to create the angiotensin-renin pathway, renin-angiotensin pathway, which then renin goes to the liver to become angiotensin 1, goes to the lungs to become angiotensin 2, with the enzyme in the alveoli called angiotensin converting enzyme, which will change it, which will make it an active angiotensin 2, which is a vasoconstrictor of the body. When you do endocrine, you'll understand it better. So when we get the plasma, what's in plasma? So water is obviously in plasma, right? Electrolytes are in plasma, right? Albumin. Albumin is one of the most abundant proteins in our body. It's a carrier protein. It carries things around. Albumin. Fibrinogen. Fibrinogen. This is a fiber-like structure which will help clot blood. Okay, there are obviously platelets there, right? There are the white blood cells are there, obviously. The white blood cells are in the plasma. Immunoglobulins, or antibodies, I should say antibodies. Okay, so that's basically what's in the plasma And among other things, I'm sure there's a few things here that I haven't mentioned, but that's an understanding of what's in the plasma. So, let's talk about blood. Now, when there's types of blood, right? So we have type A positive, type B, A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative, O positive, O negative. Right? That's easy, right? So we're going to draw a line across this thing. And we're going to be talking about the donor and the receiver. So when we donate, blood, or we're going to receive it. So the donor and the receiver. So if I'm going to donate blood and I am an A positive, who can I donate to? Well, you always start with the one that you have. So you always start with the A. You can always donate to A positives. And there's a rule that I have to start out with. Okay, and I'm going to say it over here. If you are a positive, you can give to positives. If you are a negative, you can give to positives or negatives. Okay, because this is the donor. Okay? Now, if you are receiving, if you are positive, you can receive both positives or negatives. If you are negative, you can only receive negative. Is that understood? I gotta make you understand this. This is the donor part, this is the receiver part. If you're a positive, you can give to positives. But if you're a negative, you can only take a negative. If you are a positive, you can receive positives or negatives. But if you are a negative, you can only receive negatives. Is that understood? I got to make you understand that. That's something that's very simple. Try to say that to yourself. So if you are a positive, you can give to positives. You can't give to negatives. If you are a negative, you can give to positives or negatives. Because if I'm a negative, and I am a negative, I can give to positives or negatives. But if I was a positives, I can only give to positives. I can't give to a negative because they'll react. Okay? You understand that? So now about receiving. If you are a positive, you can receive positives or negatives. If you are a negative, you can only receive a negative. You can only receive negative. Okay? Is that understood? You gotta understand that. Okay, so I'm donating. A positive. I'm giving the A positives. Who else can I give to? Can I give to anyone else? Can I give A positives to anybody else? Remember, I can only give to positives. If I'm positive, I can only give to positives. I can't give to negatives. So this is an A positive. Who else can I give to? I can give to AB positives because it has that positive right there. I can give an A positive right there. You understand that? That's important to understand. I can give to A positives. I can give to AB positives because there goes the A positive right there. Okay, I can give it to them. I don't have to give them the B positive. I can just give them the A positives. That would be okay for them. Now, if I want to receive, if I'm an A positive, always start with A positives. If I want to receive it, I can receive negatives also. So I can receive A negatives, A positives, okay? I can receive what? What else can I receive? O negative. Remember something, O negative is going to be your universal donor. Your donor. I can give. I'm O negative. I can give to everybody. Okay? And being AB positives, I can accept from anybody. Okay? So the AB positive is a universal recipient. O negative is a universal donor. So I'm a giver. I give to everybody. AB positives is a piece of crap. He only takes from people. He takes from everybody. So he can take it from everybody. Okay? So here we go. I'm gonna keep going here because remember, because I receive, this is gonna always be O negative on the side. Donate, I'm always gonna be AB positive. So watch and see this. So donate, right? I can always start. You always start with the same letter. So A negative, I'm donating. A negative, I'm donating. Who else can I give to? I can give negatives. If I'm a negative, I can give to positives or negatives. So I'm a negative here, so I can give to A positives also. Okay? And I can give to also who? Who else can I give to? I can give to AB positives. I can give to AB negatives. Can I? I can do that because they're all negatives and there's an A in every one of these. And negatives are okay to give. They won't react. You have to remember this, understand this. Okay? Now, I'm going to receive it. I gave this away. Now I'm going to receive it. I'm an A negative. Can I take it? I can't take. Remember, if I'm a negative, I can only receive a negative. I can only receive a negative. So, A negative, what else can I do? O negative I can take. That's it. Can't take anything else. Can't take B negatives. Or can't take anything else from here. That's it. You understand this, right? Oh, okay, so is that understood? Everybody cool on this? Okay. And by the way, the O positives, which is I'm forgetting all about. Remember, I'm donating to all this, but I can receive O positives as well. Remember, O positive is a universal donor to the positives. I'm an O negative. I can give to everybody, negative or positive, but O positives can give to only the positives. That's why when I say to people, who's the universal donor, and people go, O. No, it's not O. It's O negative, because O positives are only going to be for the positives. Okay. Okay. So B positives, donate. You can always donate to B positives, right? Who else can we donate to? We can only give to positives. So AB positives, right? That's it. I can only give to these people. Now, what about receiving? I can always take B positives. What else can I do? Who else can I take from? O positives. I can take O positives, right? Because O positives, the universal donor for positives. Who else can I receive? I can't receive anything else. I can't receive anything else. You understand that? I can't take from anybody else. O negative, sorry. O negative. Always O negative. We see O negative all throughout here. Okay? Okay, so donate. B negatives. Well, I can always give to B negatives. Who else can I give B negatives to? Well, the universal recipient. A, B positives. Can I give to B positives? Of course I can give it to them. I can give a B negative, a B positive. I can give a B positive, a B negative. I can give that to them because it's a negative. I can give it to them. Is that understood? And I can also give AB negatives because there goes your negative, there goes your negative. How can I receive it? Well, B negatives can only receive negatives. So B negative, O negative, that's it. I want you to follow this, guys, please. This is pretty important. Okay? Okay, now I'm AB positive. Who can I donate to? I can donate to AB positives. That's all I can donate to. I can't donate to anybody else because anything else will react. If I give AB positives to anybody here, I will get a reaction. Okay? Who can I receive to? Everybody. So AB positives, I can take AB negatives, I can take A positives, I can take A negatives, I can take B positives, I can take B negatives, I can take O positives, I can take O negatives. You see what I'm talking about? The universal recipient, the receiver. You get it? AB negatives. Well, who can they donate to? They can definitely go give to AB negatives, and they can donate to AB positives. That's it. That's all they can donate to. Because they got the A and the B. They can't donate to anything else. But what can they receive? Well, they can receive AB negative. They can receive A negative, B negative, right? You see that, right? They can receive, right? They can receive. They can receive O negative. And remember, O negative is in everything here because it's a universal donor. And then we got the O positives. What do the O positives donate to? They can donate to O positives and all the positives. A positive, B positive, AB positives. They can donate. What can they accept? O positive. That's it. And O negative. That's it. And then O negatives. Who can they donate to? To everyone. They're the universal donor. Well, always start with the one that you have. O negative, O positive, A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positives, AB negatives. What can they receive? Only O negatives. That's it. This is very accurate, everybody. I need you to remember and understand this. This is blood work being done in the emergency room. You gotta understand this and just figure it all out. Read. Okay, see you later.